Hello, I'm Amy Zawi with the Jerusalem Connection Red Alert report for October 28th. Streaming some? Everyone loves a good epic movie. Depending on your age, you might remember the classic film extravaganzas of Cleopatra with Elizabeth Taylor, The Ten Commandments with Charlton Heston, and maybe Lawrence of Arabia with Omar Shariff. All celebrated as art and entertainment. My, how the times are changing. On October 11, BDS and anti-Israeli influencer Samira Khan on Twitter posted, quote, "Which Hollywood donkey thought it would be a good idea to cast an Israeli actress, a very bland-looking one, instead of a stunning actress like Nadine Najim, an Arab?" Let me give you some context here. A new movie about Cleopatra has cast Israeli Jewish actress Gal Gidot. You may recall her from her portrayal as Wonder Woman in several feature films. Her casting as the Queen of Egypt came under fire by BDS-type activists who claim an Israeli should not have been cast, but an Arab should have been. Cairo, we have a problem. If one's desire is to have Cleopatra portrayed by an actress of the same genetic or ethnic makeup, they need also leave Arabs out of the running. Cleopatra's mother was Egyptian, which is not Arab, and her father's line was Greek Macedonian, of Ptolemy, I believe. Now, I don't think movie characters, even historical ones, need to be cast with actors that match the genetic or racial makeup of the original character. Sure, for accuracy and portrayal, you might want to cast someone whose appearance is similar to what we know of the said character. Hence, we see movies such as The Mummy and The Mummy Returns, where, for example, the lead Arab warrior is actually a Hebrew actor. Casting is done based on the authenticity and believability of the actor's portrayal, including, perhaps, physical features. And then, of course, we have divergent casting experiments such as that of the cast of Hamilton. I would say within the arts, cast who would best portray the character with any authenticity or with the message you might be trying to send within your art. But to just blankly say that no Israeli may portray any historical character of another Middle Eastern figure is just ridiculous. And then to claim that it should be portrayed by an actor who is no closer in genetic match than the Israeli, then you're just either being hypocritical, ignorant, or showing your true colors of hating Jews and the success any may have in the venue. Having been to Egypt and Israel several times in my life and knowing the history of the Copts and the people in Egypt who don't co-marry with neighboring Arab neighbors, if your goal was to find an actress who might best resemble Cleopatra, I think you would start with the Egyptian Coptic population. But that's just me. But those folks are often Christian. Well, they are Christian. So maybe, too, the haters would call foul on that one. But in all honesty, who can forget the violet-eyed Elizabeth Taylor portrayal of Cleopatra? And in more news from Hollywood, actor Mark Ruffalo accused both the United States and Israel of being apartheid. On an October 8th appearance on the Mahdi Hassan Show, NBC's new Peacock streaming television service, he has a nightly show. Engel, director of the Creative Community for Peace, a nonprofit that's against the cultural boycotts of Israel, denounced Ruffalo's comments on the show and made a statement, quote, "Mark is a longtime anti-Israel activist whose comments are not grounded in reality." Engel went on to say, instead of helping bring about peace between Israelis and Palestinians, these one-sided condemnations are grounded in fallacies and simply work to further division, mistrust, and hostility. As Lady Gaga said after actually visiting Israel, the worldview of Israel is just not reality. He added that it was equally disturbing that NBC and Viacom have given longtime Al Jazeera TV host and BDS supporter Mahdi Hassan a nightly primetime show on their new Peacock streaming platform. It has taken him less than 1 week to use the show on the network platform to bash Israel. It's unacceptable. I wonder what Mark would say about the latest epic docuseries wherein Samuel L. Jackson teams up with Israeli filmmaker Simcha Jacobovici in a series about the slave trade. I know BDS groups who, ironically, are often aligning with BLM groups, may have a dilemma here, because this is a valuable series, but leans on a filmmaker that is Israeli. While every college kid who goes to a BDS event may be ignorant of the movement's original intent, here are some facts to alert you. Co-founder of the BDS movement, Omar Shariff, has said, quote, "Definitely, most definitely, we oppose a Jewish state in any part of Palestine." He clarified that point. Palestine, he means all of modern-day Israel. Asad Abu Khalil, a high-profile BDS proponent and professor of political science at the California State University, has made it abundantly clear that, quote, "the real aim of BDS is to bring down the state of Israel. This should be stated in unambiguous terms." And if that does not suffice for you, author John Spritzer, another BDS leader, is on record saying, quote, "I think the BDS movement will gain strength from forthrightly explaining why Israel has no right to exist." If that's not enough for you to realize that the BDS movement is not about honest debate and discourse regarding Israeli government policies and efforts to establish peace in the Middle East, including a possible two-state solution, I'm not sure what other horse's mouth is necessary for you to hear from so that these groups are shunned from college campuses, expelled from political circles, and divested from business, economics, and culture and the arts. Shavua Tov. Have a great week.